that this will lead to every household having an entrepreneur, and also it will address problems of poverty. To understand the big takeaways from this budget, we have with us the IT, INB and Railway Minister Ashwini Vaishnaw. Thank you, Mr. Vaishnaw, for speaking to NDTV. Employability and employment schemes of the government that the Finance Minister announced today are being talked about a lot. I remember when you started the semiconductor mission, you focused a lot on training, and this also has to do with skilling and training, but private companies are going to get involved. You also are the IT Minister. How realistic is it, and what all needs to be done to make this work on ground?
See, the last 10 years, if you look at the way our Prime Minister has managed the economy, it's a very thoughtful and a methodical way, making sure that the foundation is strengthened, making sure that every section of the society gets addressed, making sure that our poor people, our middle income families, our youth, our tribal families, they all are able to be a part of the mainstream economy. This budget is a reflection of that thought, and this budget also puts a big focus on employment generation as an independent activity. We have seen employment being created through the capital investment program. If you look at the formal jobs created in the last financial year, it was of the order of almost 1.5 crore. These are the new formal jobs created. Today's budget has put a bouquet of 5 schemes as a part of Prime Minister's package, in which youth of our country will get new employment opportunities through a combination of employment-linked incentives, skilling, and making sure that the industry and youth are integrated. The needs of youth are integrated with the requirements of the industry. So these 5 schemes together have an allocation of 2 lakh crore rupees. And over a period of 5 years, lakhs of students, lakhs of young people, lakhs of candidates trying for various jobs will get lots of opportunities. The internship program and the employment linked incentive, these are continuation of what has already been achieved in the past 10 years, and it was also announced in the BJP's manifesto as Modi ji ki guarantee. It was announced as a part of that. And we are very happy that in the first budget itself, Honorable Finance Minister has announced very specific scheme for employment creation.
So you're confident that the private sector will be on board, the 500 companies?
Of course. Just recently, I think the L&T CEO, he announced that they need 45,000 more people, more employees. So this is very much a need of the hour that we integrate the requirement of the industry and we integrate the current skilling level and the aspirations of our youth and make sure that more and more people get employed.
Absolutely. Mr. Vaishnaw, a lot is talked about the government doing away with the angel tax. Now, of course, while everybody has welcomed this, there's also a concern with regard to money laundering. We did hear the Finance Minister also clarify that there are other provisions in law which can look into this. What kind of impact can this have on the startup ecosystem?
See, the deep tech startups, they are the ones where it's very difficult to make a fair assessment of the value of their work. So it was becoming very there was an uneasy situation where a deep tech, when you start the work, it will be very difficult to say that after 1 year what will be the outcome of that project. So it was imperative, and this is the best practice all over the world, where the startups, their valuation is done as per the assessment of the funding and the investment community, investment professionals. They are the ones who do the assessment. So I think it's a very welcome move, and the startup ecosystem has highly welcomed this move.
Absolutely, sir. 11.11 lakh crore is where the capex stands today. It remains unchanged. Can you tell us where is the bulk of capex going when it comes to railways, and would you have preferred if it had gone up a little bit?
See, before 2014, the investment or the capex for railways used to be of the order of 35,000 crore rupees. Today, 2,62,000 crore rupees. 2,62,000 crore rupees is a record capex for railways. I'm very grateful to Honorable Prime Minister and Honorable Finance Minister for this kind of investment in railways. If you look at the 60 years before 2014, new trains were announced without making sure that the tracks will have the capacity or not. absolutely populist measures were taken which had no connection with the infrastructure condition of the railways. Last 10 years, Prime Minister Shri Narendra Modi ji has focused big way on making sure that the foundation is properly prepared. 40,000 kilometers of railway tracks have been electrified. 31,000 kilometers of new railway tracks have been constructed. If you look at the electrification before 2014, in 60 years, 20,000 kilometers were electrified. 10 years, 40,000 kilometers have been electrified. If you look at the pace of track construction, 2014 it was just about 4 kilometers a day.
Right.
Last fiscal it was 14.5 kilometers a day. 5,300 kilometers of new tracks have been constructed. Huge focus on safety. Last year, the investment in safety-related activities was 98,000 crore.
Right.
This year, the allocation for safety-related activities is 1,08,000 crore rupees.
Right.
So the tracks can be renewed. The tracks which are old, they can be replaced. New signalling systems can be installed. Kavach 4.0 is already now approved. So now it can be installed in a very big way, at a very large scale. Lots and lots of activities which require investment because it's a huge network carrying 700 crore people. Right. Last year, 700 crore people traveled by railways. 700 crore means one person traveling more than once. So that's the way it will come out, right? So this is very, very welcome. This is needed. And I would say the foundation of last 10 years and the work that we'll see in the coming 5 years will really see the railways getting transformed into a modern network.
Absolutely. Mr. Vaishnaw, also what will you tell your detractors, because there's also this little criticism that is so focused on Vande Bharat and not on trains for the poor.
This is a very important question and I would like to address this question head on. The way railways are structured, every train has a standard composition. That standard composition has a particular number of AC coaches and a particular number of non-AC coaches. That standard composition remains the same. The ratio of AC coaches and non-AC coaches has generally been 1/3 and 2/3. 1/3 AC coaches, 2/3 non-AC coaches. That ratio is maintained. The demand for non-AC travel has increased now.
Okay.
More and more people are traveling. More and more people are demanding travel services for the non-AC segment. So we have taken up a special drive. This financial year itself, we are manufacturing 2,500 non-AC coaches. And in the coming 2 years, the next financial and the year after that, coming 3 years, we will be manufacturing another 10,000 extra non-AC coaches over and above the regular production program. So there is absolutely, railways, basically the prime aim of railways is to make sure that the low income families and the middle income families, they are able to travel safely at a very affordable cost. The Amrit Bharat trains which have been launched last year and early this year, these trains are providing world class facilities, excellent facilities at a cost of about 450 rupees for a 1,000 kilometer journey. These are all totally non-air conditioned, fully non-air conditioned.
Okay.
So the approach is, we have a large low-income travelers base. That base we are addressing, and then there is an aspirational class which is coming up.
Right.
That aspirational class also needs to be addressed.
Right.
So we are addressing both the classes.
Absolutely. Sir, you have addressed this, but I really want you to talk a little bit about rail safety, because considering what happened in Gonda and also in North Bengal, what are the learnings that the ministry has from that?
Every unfortunate incident that happens, we have a very strong mechanism for analyzing it. There is a statutory mechanism of Commissioner Rail Safety. Commissioner Rail Safety has given its recommendations in the each of the cases, and each of the cases leads to substantial changes in the way railway is organized and structured. We take it very seriously. Every such incident is a sad incident, and we must make sure that that kind of thing should never repeat again. And we take whatever every effort that is required to be taken, we do take. It's a humongous, large network, and we are making all efforts, and we'll continue to make sure that every possible effort is made.
Absolutely. Last two political questions. Sir, you come from the state of Odisha. You've spent a large part of your life there, and you were a bureaucrat there. Today, the BJD has said that there was nothing in the budget for Odisha. You were also an important part of the campaign where the BJP actually swept. Do you think that is true?
See, Purvodaya is a vision which our Prime Minister Shri Narendra Modi ji has given. Odisha is an integral part of the Purvodaya vision. If you look at the implementation of this vision during the Congress governments, let's take one example of railways. During the Congress governments, railway allocation for Odisha used to be of the order of 800 crore rupees a year. Today it is 10,000 crore rupees. 10,000 crore rupees is the average investment in the last 3 years itself. The pace of development of railway projects is a good example. It used to be just about 40 kilometers in a year.
Right.
Now it is of the order of 300 kilometers a year. In the last 10 years, Railways has added about 1700 odd kilometers in Odisha itself, which is more than the entire network of Sri Lanka. On country's network, more than that has been added to Odisha in the last 10 years. That is the pace of development. Take highways, take railway, take the new IITs and medical colleges. They look at the investment in port, look at the investment in transmission network. Every sector, Prime Minister Modi ji has made sure that Odisha gets a very significant importance, a very primary importance. And if the opposition in Odisha today is saying that there is nothing for Odisha, then they haven't listened to the budget speech. In the budget speech itself, Honorable Finance Minister has specifically mentioned about the tourism potential of Odisha.
Okay.
Then the details of the budget are clearly available. Let the spokespersons of BJD read those documents before commenting.
Absolutely. And what would your answer be to Congress party, especially Rahul Gandhi, who says that this is a budget to save the kursi or the chair, and he's saying that there's nothing in for the people who have not really voted for the BJP, and it's completely biased towards allies.
The 11 lakh crore rupees investment in highway, railway, ports, airports, where will that go? That will go all the states. That will go to all the states. This investment will be done across the country. The focus of capital investment is to make sure that the foundational infrastructure in every state gets improved. First. Second, the investment, the allocation for the employment generation schemes, that will go to the entire country. This is something which is so, I would say, childish if a leader who is today leader of the opposition says that there is nothing for the entire country.
Right.
He should read the document, he should understand the document. Today he is in a responsible position. He should look at the comprehensiveness of this budget. Every segment of the society has been, the needs of every segment of the society has been addressed. Every part of the country has been addressed. Every sector has been addressed. Such a comprehensive budget, I don't think we have seen any time during the Congress governments.
Okay. Thank you so much, Mr. Vaishnaw, for speaking to NDTV. That is Ashwini Vaishnaw, the Railway Minister, also the Minister for IT and I&B, saying that every segment of the society, concerns of every segment of the society has been concerned by the budget, which he says has transformative potential to change social lives of people in this country. With camera person Xavier, this is Vasudha Venugopal for NDTV.